All right, guys, today we're going to answer the question, if I was buying an investment property, where would I buy it? My name's Charles. I've been a real estate agent for over 12 years here in the Valley of the Sun in Arizona. And I had a client ask me, hey, Charles, I'm actually doing pretty good at my job. I love the house that you sold me, and I want to buy another one as an investment. Where should I buy it? Well, today I'm going to show you where I would buy an investment property if I was buying right now. So just for frame of reference, as of today, it is late 2024, but this is going to hold true probably for quite some time over the next probably year or two. With that being said, I want you guys to see my screen. There's this place called TSMC. So my decision of where to buy my investment property is based off of this place called TSMC. If you've never heard of this place, it's kind of a big deal. So TSMC is going to be the largest warehouse in the entire world of where these chips are being manufactured. So if you ever heard of ChatGPT, all this AI stuff, it all runs off of these microchips that they're making. So Arizona already has Intel in Chandler. So I won't get into the deep politics of China invading Taiwan or threats of it, but I will say this, that we're trying to bring things home to America from other places, and this company is putting its first footprint here in Phoenix. It's kind of a big deal. So this place is going to, because it's so big, there's so many jobs coming. It's right where the 303 connects to the 17. So this is the northern part of Phoenix. If you guys are looking at this on the map, there's going to be so many jobs. There are already jobs here and people coming down. But when I'm looking at where this place is positioned, and it's not just based off this place, but if I'm looking at where this place is positioned, it is right at the top part of the 303 and the 17. So what does that mean? Well, what that means to me is that if I'm working at this place and I'm commuting and I don't know where else to be, where would I live and where would I buy a house? Well, you can go north to Anthem, which doesn't have the infrastructure for all those people, let's be quite frank with it and be honest with you. New River is kind of rural. Cave Creek, Carefree, you start to get into this eastern part. This is like northern Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Price per square foot is through the roof. I don't know if somebody's gonna pull that trigger to make that jump when there's more affordable housing elsewhere. The northern part of Phoenix right here by the 101 where it connects to the 17, I think you'll get a good bump there. That'll probably be the second best place to buy. But as we look and we go a little bit more west here, not a lot of this is livable just yet, but there's a lot of communities here you can go into. I just don't see it here either. You got Sun City West, which is an active adult community. Unless you're 55 or up, you can't live here. And then you have Sun City itself. You have to be 55 and up as well. Youngtown. You got half of that is 55 and up. But when we look on the other side of this 101, in this area where it says Peoria, things like that, you got Glendale down here. You'll see a little bit of a bump there, but I believe they've already had their bump, because right off the 101 in Bell, you're going to be seeing where the football stadium is, all the shopping, the malls over there. You're going to get growth. There's no bad place to buy, but it's not going to be the biggest bump. Now, if you go a little bit more west around this 303, by the way, from this little knuckle where Grand connects to the 303, going all the way up to this part, it's going to be about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to get there. Probably no traffic at all. It's the best drive in all of Arizona. Coming up around this, going down is cool too, but coming up around, it's like 2 exits worth of curve, and it's just, you can see if there's gonna be a police officer or anything. It's just beautiful. You can just, not to say don't speed, okay? But ultimately it's a great drive. What happens is this drive is so enjoyable. My prediction is that we're going to have a lot of people living around this corridor, not because of the drive. It's just because it's not going to hurt as much for that commute. Most people coming from different states or different cities or maybe even different countries may be used to a longer commute than what we have here in Arizona. So another 15, 20 minutes to get to your job is going to be easy in this grid system that we have in Arizona. So when I'm coming around this, I can see that a lot of infrastructure has been built around here. There's lots of places to live, not just to work. There's places to live. There's Fat Cats up this way. You start to go down here at the GSQ squares being built out because we needed more infrastructure for our residents living on the west side in between Deep Buckeye, like off of Watson, in Goodyear, which is the next city in. So all the Verrado people are now going to have an option to go here to GSQ for dining. They just opened up Copper and Sage, all these great places where people can actually not have to drive to Phoenix, which is going to be 45 minutes to an hour, and they can stay a little bit closer to home and still get a variety of nightlife and things like that, which we've been thirsty for so long. And you don't even have to go up to the stadium off of Bell if you didn't want to. Now, with all that being said, the prices are so affordable here compared to these other places. As an investor, you're gonna have the biggest bump as far as your properties jumping up in value. It's just what I see. Again, this is not personalized advice. Talk to your real estate agent and your accountant, all that stuff, find out what you should do. I don't wanna get in trouble with anything, but I've been pretty right so far. We had an investment property, not even investment property, we had a client and we managed their Airbnb. And for anybody who lives in Arizona, where the mouse is right now is considered far. But when we had the Super Bowl here quite some years ago, we actually rented this place out for $5,500, like for the Airbnb. And this is considered far. And that's before we had all the infrastructure that we have now. So I can only imagine what would happen. It was a small home. It was like 1,400 square feet, a small guy. And I can only imagine the demand for these properties. A lot of these are brand new homes. You're gonna have warranties on them. If anything crazy happens, nothing is gonna be, as far as maintenance, is gonna be very minimal compared for most of these homes because they're literally just building a lot of these communities. An old house over here is like built in the 90s. So when I'm looking at the grand scheme of things, if I was purchasing an investment property, I would go all along this 303, all the way down, all the way up to right here in Surprise area. I would prefer personally to stay on the west side of the 303, simply because they're typically newer homes. You're gonna have more resale homes on the other side. If you can get a good deal though, I would still say go for it. There's a lot more affordable housing here in this section here. And I think what happens, all these people just commute up here and they go hang out and party down here. And then every once in a while they hit the stadium as well. So my name is Charles. I hope this video helps. We have tons of videos explaining the market, not just talking. We do numbers. Emotions don't mean anything in real estate. I mean a little bit, but mainly it's numbers, it's facts, it's data. How does this perform? And if you have any questions about your particular situation, feel free to reach out, but also click around. I have a bunch of videos like this. Talk to you soon. Bye.